Hi Nana. We were learning about the applications of electrolysis. So we have seen a few conditions of electroplating. Okay. So now we will continue the other conditions which are required for electroplating. Okay. So now the fifth condition is electrolyte must contain ions of superior metal. So electrolyte must contain ions of superior metal. So that is going to be deposited on the cathode article. So which superior metal we are going to deposit on the cathode article? So that superior metal, okay, should be present in the electrolyte. Okay. So here the superior metal is deposited on the cathode article as a thin film. So that superior metal should be present in the electrolyte. Example, so to deposit silver, so now silver is a superior metal. So to deposit silver on copper cathode, silver should be present in the electrolyte. So that is why aqueous solution of sodium argentocyanide is taken as electrolyte. So because in sodium argentocyanide, so this is an electrolyte, so this is ionic substance, so this will break down into sodium ions, silver ions and cyanide ions. So this will break down into sodium ion, silver ion and cyanide ions, so two cyanide ions. So that means this particular aqueous solution of this particular substance will furnish silver ions into the solution, so that these silver ions, they will migrate towards cathode, they get discharged, and finally these silver ions will convert into silver metal, and that metal is deposited on the cathode. Okay, so this is the fifth condition. The next condition is electrolyte. So this particular electrolyte, okay, this particular electrolyte must be in the form of its aqueous saturated solution. Electrolyte must be in the form of aqueous means dissolved in water, saturated, aqueous saturated, okay, solution. Okay, aqueous saturated solution. So why should we take aqueous saturated solution? Because in saturated solution it contains high concentration. Saturated solution contain high concentration of these ions, high concentration of ions. So which ions? The ions which are going to be deposited on the cathode. So those ions are present in high concentration when the electrolyte is taken in the form of saturated aqueous solution. So that when it is having high concentration of ions, so that what happens, the conductivity, electrical conductivity will be more. Okay, so that more electrical conductivity, so that more electrical conductivity, electrical conductivity takes place. First, more electrical conduction takes place. That means more current will flow and more ions will flow. Okay, so that a large amount of that superior metal is deposited on the cathode. Okay, right. And one more thing is this electrolyte must be acidified. It should be acidulated with an acid. This electrolyte must be acidified with an acid. With an acid. Why this electrolyte should be acidified with an acid? And that too, what acid? It should contain an acid which containing the same negative ions. The acid, this electrolyte must be acidified with an acid. So this acid which contain the same negative ions, which are present in the electrolyte. Even the acid also should contain the same negative ion which are present in the electrolyte. For example, if electrolyte, so in this case, this electrolyte is having which negative ion? Cyanide. Electrolyte is having negative ion cyanide. So that means the acid also should contain cyanide. So now which acid is suitable for this? When silver cyanide electrolyte is present when silver cyanide is taken as electrolyte, aqueous solution of silver cyanide is taken as electrolyte. So now which acid should be used to acidify that aqueous solution of sodium argentino-cyanide? So here the acid should be HCl. We have to choose HCl because HCl contains what? H plus and cyanide ions. So the same negative ion which the electron is possessing, which the electrolyte is possessing, the same negative ion should be present in the acid. So we have to choose such acid. Okay, we have to choose an acid in such a way that the negative ion present in the acid, okay, it should be the same negative ion which is present in the electrolyte. Why it should be like that? Why it should be like that? Because if the same negative ion is present, then what happened? It prevents. If same negative ion is present, it prevents. It prevents the hydrolysis of the salt. It prevents the hydrolysis. It prevents the hydrolysis of the salt. That means what is that salt we have taken here? Sodium argentino-cyanide. Okay, so that means it prevents the hydrolysis of the electrolyte. In order to prevent the hydrolysis of the electrolyte in the electrolyte in aqueous solution, in order to prevent the hydrolysis of electrolyte in aqueous solution, we have to add an acid to that electrolyte, to that aqueous saturated electrolyte. And which acid we have to add to that aqueous saturated electrolyte? We have to add an acid which contains the same negative ion which is present in the electrolyte. For example, if the electrolyte contains sulfate ions, then acid should be which acid? Should be H2SO4. If electrolyte contains chloride ions, that means negative ions. Okay, then acid should be HCl. If the electrolyte contains cyanide ions, then acid should be chosen as HCl, hydrocyanic acid. So like this, we have to acidify this electrolyte with an acid which contains the same negative ion as the electrolyte contains. So why should we acidify? Because this when we acidify the electrolyte, so it will if we acidify the electrolyte with the same negative ion, okay, then it prevents the hydrolysis of the electrolyte in the aqueous solution. If hydrolysis takes place, what happens? The silver ions, they are not available to be deposited on the cathode. Okay, so if hydrolysis takes place, then the silver ions are not available in the electrolyte to be deposited on the cathode. So in order to make the silver ions to be available to deposit on the cathode, so those silver ions should be present as silver ions only in the electrolyte. So in order to keep silver ions as silver ions only in the electrolyte, so we have to add acid which contain the same negative ion. If we don't add the acid, what happens? Those silver ions will undergo hydrolysis, and those silver ions will convert into hydroxides, silver hydroxide, and that silver hydroxide does not give silver ions back. So that is why in order to prevent the conversion of silver ions, or else those metal ions, or else superior metal ions to convert into hydroxides, so we have to add acid so that hydrolysis is prevented. What is hydrolysis? Hydrolysis is nothing but the conversion of the metal ion into hydroxide ions. So it's said to be hydrolysis. Okay, right. Now the next condition of electrolysis is we have to use low current. Low current we have to use. Why we should use low current? Why not high current? Okay, next condition is low current. Low current should be passed, and that too for longer time. Okay, through the electrolyte. So low current should be passed and for longer time. Okay, through the electrolyte. Why? Because if you allow low current, so it does not allow the electrolyte to be heated up. Okay, this electrolyte should not heat up, should not get heated. So in order to prevent the heating up of electrolyte, so we have to pass low currents. If you pass high currents, what happens? Electrolyte may heat up. When it is heated up, it may undergo some other reactions. And also for longer time, if we pass electricity, if you pass current, low current for longer time, what happens? So that the deposit, the layer which is deposited, so it will be deposited firmly. Okay, so only under such conditions, the layer which is deposited on the cathode, so will be firmly deposited. Otherwise, what happens? So that layer cannot be deposited firmly, and that layer can be easily removed. If we pass high currents and for shorter time, what happens? So the layer which is deposited on the cathode, it may be lost easily. Sooner it may be lost. So if the layer is lost sooner easily, then it is of no use doing electroplating. So when we do electroplating, so the material which is deposited on the cathode, should stick on to the cathode firmly and that material cannot be removed, should not be removed easily. So in such a way the electrode plating should be done. So in order to make the superior metal to stick firmly on the cathode material or else on the inferior material as a strong coating, so we have to send low current for longer time. Okay, right. The next condition is always use direct current. Direct current means DC. Always use direct current because alternating current. So the household here, direct current means through batteries. AC means our connection, household connection, so through wires and all these things. So it is nothing but alternating current. So if alternating current is used, this alternating current causes discharge on alternate electrodes. Okay, so on alternate electrodes the discharge takes place and therefore no effective coating takes place. Okay, so that means if AC is used, so coating is not effective. The coating is not effective. Why it is not effective? Because this AC, it causes discharge, because AC causes, alternating current causes discharge at alternate electrodes. That means that silver, see here, for example, that silver, sometimes the silver is deposited on cathode and after some time the silver is deposited on the anode, and again the silver is deposited on cathode and again the silver is deposited on anode. So like this, so that means on alternate electrodes the discharge of the silver or else that superior metal takes place, so that the coating is not effective. Okay, so these are the important conditions. Okay, these are the important conditions which are necessary for electroplating. So these are the important conditions which are necessary for electroplating. See, we will see on example. We will discuss all these things that is in the form of an example. Okay, so for example, let us see electroplating of electroplating of silver on copper surface. So electroplating of silver on copper cathode. So in this process, so this is an example we are discussing. We are discussing the process of electroplating of silver on copper cathode. So in this case, silver is what? Silver is superior metal. So always superior metal should be taken as anode material, and copper cathode. That means copper is what? Copper is inferior metal or else base metal. Inferior or base metal, and the base metal, okay, it is connected to the negative terminal of the battery, hence it acts as cathode. Superior metal is silver, so that silver is superior, it is made into anode. That means that silver, this is silver, it is connected to the positive terminal, anode. And what electrolyte we have to take? So to deposit silver on copper, so the suitable electrolyte is sodium argentocyanide. So already we have seen in our previous case, sodium argentocyanide is the suitable electrode to deposit silver on the copper cathode. So and this metal and this should be aqueous solution, aqueous saturated solution, aqueous saturated solution of sodium argentocyanide, okay, is taken and I mean this is electrolyte. This is electrolyte, and it should be acidified, and it should be acidified with what? With the acid which contain the same negative ion which is present in the electrolyte. So now it should be acidified with the hydrogen cyanide, HCl, hydrocyanic acid. So this is what? This is the electrolyte, and this is the anode, and this is the cathode. Remember that this cathode, the surface of the cathode should be highly cleaned. It should be a very clean surface. Cathode, highly cleaned article to be is to be an electrode. Okay, so it should contain highly cleaned surface. Highly cleaned surface. Highly cleaned surface should be present. And how anode should be taken? Anode should be taken as a cylinder, a hollow cylinder. Hollow means, so inside it should be empty. Okay, hollow cylinder. Anode should be made up of superior metal, and it should be hollow cylinder. Okay, so which metal now it is? So we are going to deposit silver, hence so this anode should be made up of what? Silver, and it should be hollow. And this anode what? This anode should surround the cathode. Okay. So now, what are the electrolytic dissociation reactions? Electrolytic dissociation reaction in this example. Dissociation reactions. So in this process, what is the actual electrolyte? Sodium argentocyanide. So this electrolyte will break down into sodium ions, silver ions, and cyanide ions. That means electrolytic dissociation reactions. And even we are using acid. Which acid? HCl. So it will break down into H plus ion and Cl minus ions. So even this is also present in the electrolyte only, because we have added acid to the electrolyte. Hence, even this also should be taken as a reaction, dissociation reaction of electrolyte. And even water is present because it is an aqueous solution. Even water is also present, and even that water also break down so into H plus ions and OH minus ions. So all these ions, sodium ions, silver ions, cyanide ions, hydrogen ions, and OH minus ions, all these ions are present in the electrolyte. And what is the reaction at cathode? At cathode, reduction takes place. If you see the reaction at cathode, so on copper cathode, silver is deposited. So that means silver ions at cathode, the silver ions will take electrons from the cathode and convert into neutral silver atoms. So that means silver ions are discharged at cathode, and these silver atoms which are formed at cathode, so those silver ions, they get a deposit on the cathode surface, on the clean surface of the cathode. So those silver ions are deposited. See, there are so many positive ions. Even sodium ions are also present, and even H plus ions are also present in the electrolyte. So, but sodium ions and hydrogen ions, they do not discharge. Why? Why sodium and hydrogen ions are not discharged, and why only silver is discharged? Because this silver is having very low reduction potential. As silver ions, on account of their low reduction potential, discharge at cathode. So finally, silver is formed, and that silver is deposited on the cathode material. Okay, right. Now, if you see the reaction at anode what happens? What are the negative ions? Anions present in the solution. Cyanide ions are present. OH minus ions are present. Okay. Cyanide ions and OH. Only these two ions are negative ions present in the electrolyte. So out of cyanides and OH minus ions, neither of the cyanide and OH minus ions they are discharged. They are not discharged. Both of them are not discharged. Neither of the cyanide ion nor OH minus ions are discharged at anode. So instead of these ions, discharging of these ions, what happens? The anode material. What is that anode material? Anode material, because this anode is made up of what? Silver only. So anode material, that means what? Silver, okay, will lose its electrons to anode. Okay, if this anode material is not made up of silver, suppose if this anode is made up of some non-reactive electrodes or else inert electrodes, then OH minus ions will discharge. But here the anode is made up of silver. Okay, silver, it is what? So it is not a silver. Here it is not an inert electrode. So what happens? This silver will lose its electrons. Instead of cyanide will not lose electrons, or else OH minus also will not lose electrons. Though they move towards the anode, but both of them does not lose electrons. Instead of losing electrons by these substances, the anode material itself, that means silver, will lose its electrons to anode, and finally the silver will convert into silver ions. That means, so this is the anode reaction. Silver will convert into silver ions. Okay, that means the silver atom so will discharge into silver ions on account of, because of its why silver is losing electrons to anode. Why not cyanide and OH minus ions? Because silver is having low reduction potential of silver. When compared to cyanide and OH minus ions, silver have low reduction potential. On account of low reduction potential of silver, okay, that silver will lose electrons to the anode, and cyanide and OH minus ions, they remain as those ions only in the electrolyte. So remember, in this process, the silver ions which are leaving from the anode, because this anode, the silver of anode will leave into the solution in the form of silver ions. How many silver ions are entering into the electrolyte? The same number of silver ions will leave from the electrolyte and will be deposited on the cathode. The number of silver atoms converting into silver ions from the anode will be equal to the number of silver ions converting into silver metal on the cathode. Okay, got it? That means so as a result of this one, what happens? the number of silver ions which are present in the electrolyte, they remain same even after addition of silver ions from the anode into the solution, but still the amount of silver ions remains the same in the electrolyte. Why? Because at the same time the same number of silver ions are removed from the solution by the cathode. So that means overall strength of silver ions do not change in the electrolyte, as the number of silver ions entering the electrolyte is equal to the number of silver ions discharged in the cathode. Okay, so like this, you can discuss about the this example, right? Let us discuss the same thing with another example. Electroplating of gold or else some other material. Electroplating of nickel we will take now. Nickel or copper, nickel or chromium or any other material, any other superior metal on base metals. For example, another example I'll take. So nickel plating. What is nickel plating? So in our previous case we have done silver plating. Silver plating. What is silver plating? That means deposition of silver. If this is copper, then silver is deposited. When silver is deposited on the base metal, then it is said to be silver plating. What is nickel plating? If nickel is coated, if nickel is deposited on the base metal, then it is said to be nickel plating. Okay, suppose if I want to take a bell, okay, this bell is brass bell, this bell. So this is made up of brass. Okay, this bell is made up of what? Brass. See, generally brass will undergo rusting or else corrosion. In order to prevent the corrosion of brass material, so we have to coat this brass bell, okay, brass bell with what? With silver, with nickel. So now, as we are coating the nickel over the brass base metal, here we have to take what? We have to take the brass bell as cathode. So now this brass bell, it is connected to the negative terminal of the battery, and to the positive terminal we have to take what? Nickel electrode. So what is this one? Now this metal, this electrode is what? Made up of nickel, and this bell is made up of what? Brass. So now we are going to deposit a nickel on the brass material. So now, which electrolyte we have to take? So this is what? Anode, and this is cathode, and we have to take electrolyte. What electrolyte we have to take? Always remember that the electrolyte should contain the ion which is going to be deposited on the cathode. So which ions we are going to deposit on the cathode? We are going to deposit nickel ions on cathode. So that means on cathode nickel ions will convert into nickel metal and they deposit on the cathode. So that means this particular electrolyte should contain what? Nickel ions. It should compulsory contain nickel ions. Na+2 ions. So that means, so which electrolyte we have to take? We have to take either nickel sulfate or else nickel chloride or else nickel cyanide. like that. Okay, suppose let us assume we have taken nickel sulfate as the electrolyte. So which what type of electrolyte I have to take? I have to take aqueous solution, aqueous, and that too saturated solution. Aqueous saturated solution of nickel sulfate, and it should be acidified. What? It should be acidic. It should be acidified with which acid? With sulfuric acid, because the acid should contain the negative ion, okay, which is present in the electrolyte. So the electrolyte of the negative ion of the electrolyte and the negative ion of the acid should be same. So we have to choose the such acid, okay, which contain the same negative ion, okay, that is present in the electrolyte. So why should we choose acid in such a manner? Because if you choose acid in such a manner, then only the hydrolysis of this metal will be prevented. So the nickel metal may undergo hydrolysis. In order to prevent the hydrolysis of the nickel metal, so what happens? We have to choose an acid in such a way that the negative ion present in the electrolyte should be same, okay, in the acid. Okay, right. So what electrolyte we have to choose? We have to choose an electrolyte, the saturated aqueous solution of nickel sulfate, which is acidified with sulfuric acid. So this is about electrolyte. And what anode we have to take? We have to take anode which is made up of nickel material. And what cathode we have to take? So the cathode is brass. So the cathode is made up of brass, and it is a clean surface. Clean surface. The brass, the bell, it should be cleaned. It should not contain any impurities like oxides or grease or oil or else any other impurities. So first of all, we have to clean the surface of the bell, brass bell, okay, and it is connected to the negative terminal, so that this brass bell will act as cathode, and to the positive terminal, we have to connect a hollow cylindrical tube made up of nickel. So what anode we have to take? Anode is nothing but a cylindrical or else hollow tube of nickel, so that that anode should surround the cathode. Always remember that this anode should surround the cathode. Then in this case, what are the ions present? So electrolytic dissociation, if we speak, electrolytic dissociation, okay, reactions, if we speak. So in this case, in nickel plating, so what are the electrolytic dissociation reactions? So what are the substances present here? Nickel sulfate, sulfuric acid and water. So three substances are present. What are they? Nickel sulfate. Nickel sulfate will break down into nickel ions and sulfate ions. Sulfuric acid will break down into H plus ions and sulfate ions, and even water is also present as it is aqueous solution, so it breaks down into H plus ions and OH minus ions. Now these nickel ions, okay, these nickel ions, they will travel towards the cathode, and at cathode what is the reaction taking place at cathode? We will see. At cathode what happens? The nickel ions, which because cathode is a negative electrode, as cathode is negative electrode, it will attract the positive ions. So that means nickel ions will migrate. So positive ions means cations. So cation will migrate towards cathode. That means nickel ion will migrate towards cathode because cathode is a negative electrode. So after migrating towards cathode, see even H plus ions are also present. Nickel ions and H plus ions are present. But when compared to H plus ions, nickel ions have low reduction potential. So that is why nickel ions will take electrons from the cathode and convert into nickel metal. Okay, whereas H plus ions, they still remain in the solution as H plus ions. Because of low reduction potential of nickel, nickel, so nickel will discharge at cathode. This one does not discharge at cathode. H plus ions does not discharge at cathode. Nickel will discharge at cathode because of its low reduction potential, and finally it converts into nickel atoms. Okay, and those nickel atoms, they are deposited on the brass bell, so that the brass bell will appear very shiny, because nickel, it is having shiny surface. The nickel atoms so formed during the discharge, so they deposit themselves on the surface of the cathode article, that means here bell. Okay, like this. Then what are the reactions at anode? See, what are the anions present? So these are the anions present in the solution. So both SO4 minus 2 and OH minus ions are present in the in the electrolyte, or else in the solution. Anode is a positive electrode and these are the negative ions. Negative ions are called as anions. So anions are attracted by the positive electrode known as anode, so that sulfate ions and OH minus ions, they will move towards anode. But neither of them will undergo discharge. Instead of discharging of these two, nickel anode material, what is that anode material? Anode is made up of what? Nickel. So nickel will undergo discharge. That means nickel will lose its electrons. To anode. So if nickel is not there, if such material is not there, if anode is made up of inert electrode, then what happens? So OH minus ions should have discharged, but neither of them are discharging in this case, because this anode is made up of a nickel, and nickel will lose electrons because nickel is having low reduction potential when compared to these two ions. When compared to these two anions, the reduction potential of nickel is low. That is why nickel will lose electrons to the anode and convert into nickel ions. So that means this nickel metal will convert into nickel ions, and those nickel ions will enter into the electrolyte. Before that, the nickel ions from the electrolyte, they are deposited on the cathode. Now the nickel ions are replenished. Okay, the nickel ions are replenished into the electrolyte, because already this electrolyte has lost its nickel ions onto the cathode. Now as a result of this one, the nickel anode will supply the nickel ions into the electrolyte, so that the nickel ions are replenished. So finally what happened? The number of nickel ions lost from the electrolyte onto the cathode are given by the anode into the electrolyte. Okay, the nickel atoms of the anode discharge, okay, into nickel atoms of the anode will discharge into nickel plus 2 ions because of its low reduction potential when compared to these two. And hence nickel from the anode material, that nickel will enter into the electrolyte. See, the overall strength of the nickel ions in the electrolyte, nickel ions are present. Okay, so the number of nickel ions present in the electrolyte always remain constant. though nickel ions from the electrolytes are taken by the cathode, but still the number of nickel ions in the electrolyte remains constant. What is the reason? This is because the nickel anode will supply the nickel ions to the electrolyte. So this electrolyte is losing some of the nickel ions into the cathode. The same number of nickel ions are given by the anode into the electrolyte. That means overall strength of nickel ions do not change in the electrolyte, as the number of nickel ions entering into the electrolyte is equal to the number of nickel ions discharged at the cathode. So like this, nickel plating can be discussed. Okay, so we will discuss about the next application of electrolysis. What is the next application of electrolysis? Electro-refining or else purification of metals by electrolysis. So in our next video. Okay, right.